Hey, it's your Pisces MC Trevor Quincy. Today is Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. We're just doing questions today, Q&A, if you will. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. And of course, be sure to like, share, subscribe. That way you get notified every time I go live. We're just waiting for our live audience to come in. It is 7:25 in the morning, so I have decided to go live quite earlier. So let's see who comes in. Let's see. Hi, everyone that's coming in. Hi. How you doing? Going live earlier today. Hello. How we doing? Just waiting for everybody to come in. There's something on my nose. I'm glad you're live because I'm bored. Well, I came to be of service. Today's just going to be a Q&A. You know, we're just going to chat, giggle, do whatever. But what's going on? Well, you're bored, Well, where are you from, first and foremost? Because it is 7:26 in the morning over here in New York, but glad to hear that. All right, so while we wait for more people to come in, I'm going to start with the astro weather forecast for today, Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. We're going to get to the weather because it's a cold one today. It's not as cloudy. It is sunny, as you can see right there. Sun, Grand Rising. I'm from Germany. 1:36. Oh my God. I haven't even had breakfast yet. You probably had lunch. All right. So for the astro weather forecast for today, May 17, 2023, sun's at 26 degrees Taurus, moon 29 Aries, moon is at a critical degree. Mercury 6 Taurus, Venus 10 Cancer, Mars 28 Cancer, Jupiter 0 Taurus, Jupiter is at a critical degree. Saturn 6 Pisces, Uranus 19 Taurus, Neptune 27 Pisces, Pluto 0 Aquarius retrograde, Pluto is at a critical degree. Chiron, 18 Aries, North Node 4 Taurus, the North Node is direct, and Lilith, 22 Leo, Lilith is at a critical degree. And for the weather, for those that are in the New York tri-state area, right now it is 57 degrees. Currently, it's going to be high 65, low 44, feels like 55, winds blowing 9 miles per hour, blowing south. All right, so let's get to it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Do you always wake up this early? I do. I'm not going to lie to you. I wake up, I've actually been up since about 6 o'clock here, my time. Because my brother is actually on a cruise in France. He's in Brest, so he's 6 hours ahead. So, actually, it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it is 1 over there. It's 1:36 p.m. over there, too. And so, he called right when I woke up, and we chatted for about a bit of an hour because, the time difference. So, yeah, that's that. Let me just clear this out. I don't need that. All right. Cool. But yeah, I usually wake up this early. I'm just not live this early. I'm usually live for like a couple hours later. But I decided, well, let's see who's on. Let's see who I'm going to get. So we're just going to chat and giggle, But also, I uploaded 3 videos yesterday and it didn't get the engagement. So I was like, oh, well, French flag, it is a French flag. Je parle un peu de français. Yeah, but I'm learning French via Duolingo. I took it when I was in high school for let's say 7 years. Not in high school, but all together, like high school and college. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. And I didn't do a 12th grade year, but I did French twice. Once in New York and once in Hawaii. Yo. Not many people are on TikTok in the morning. Your videos don't pop up on my FYP anymore. It's probably because you follow me. That's the thing about TikTok. It's very interesting. Once you follow somebody, you would think that their videos are going to pop up on the FYP, but once you follow them, they're going to go to that following tab, and most people don't go to the following tab. The FYP is kind of to find and discover new talent that you haven't seen. Some people will, if you follow them, they'll still pop up in your FYP, but I'm not even on TikTok anymore to watch anybody's FYP, is because, when I was making TikToks, back before I rebranded, I would watch a lot of people's on the FYP, and, some people that I would follow would pop up on the FYP, especially when I first opened the app, but they no longer come on anymore, because TikTok keeps changing every third Thursday. Did you know we're on there's 100 different versions of TikTok running at the same time. So you have a different version of TikTok than I do. Some people don't even have polls. When I run it to see what's your rising sign, what are you doing? It doesn't work out. They don't see the poll. How old am I? 25. 25, turning 26 at a time, in a month, on a day, and an hour. Do you like Vedic astrology? I do like Vedic astrology. Right now, I'm not gonna lie, I look at everybody's chart from sidereal, from the sidereal lens now. I look at tropical as well because, you know, it's better with, you know, psychological analyses and how we relate to certain things in the world. But I also look at sidereal because sidereal makes much more sense in my life right now. Like my North Node is in Leo, for instance, in sidereal, and everybody keeps saying, oh, are you a Leo? A lot of people ask me that, so I tend to resonate with that more. Plus, I'm more confident when I communicate, juxtapose in like singing or, you know, making women, you know, but I don't know, it's more communication based that I'm more confident with. I don't know about that. I thought China has their own version and the rest uses the same version. China has their own version. It's more educational based over there, but we all have different versions. Like for instance, I no longer have the 10-minute option to make a video. Like I only have like 3 minutes, 60 seconds, and 15 seconds. Like I don't even have the 10-minute option anymore, but I can upload videos that are up to 10 minutes. For the longest time, I didn't even have like the fonts that you can use, and I finally have them now. What is a basic astrology to learn? What do you mean in terms of like the astrology basics? I actually have videos on my profile, and it's under astrology basics if you want to learn the basics of astrology. But I'd say learning the planets, learning the signs, learning the houses, and learning the aspects, how they all connect with each other. Oh, you mean versions in that way? Yeah, not everybody has the same function. Right. You know, not everybody has the same functions. Not everybody's on the same, you know, wavelength as like other people may be. Like for instance, I remember there's somebody that I used to watch that was an astrologer. She used to do readings all the time, and she had the dual screen. Like, if I had that, oh my God, my lives would be good. But, like, I don't know. What does it mean to have Venus and Gemini in the 7th house? Well, Venus and Gemini, first and foremost, needs to watch for codependency on external stimulation. When it's in the 7th house, just watch for people-pleasing. But in a relationship, you need somebody who's going to keep you stimulated, to say the least. You know, you tend to get bored easily. This is a placement that you can see multiple relationships. You can even see multiple businesses. Great for business, may not be so hot for relationships. But I will say with Gemini in the 7th house, you tend to learn a lot about yourself through other people. Just don't become too dependent on that. Make sure that you have the relationship with yourself. All right, pay attention also to where Mercury is at, because that'll definitely give a better analysis as to how that 7th house will manifest for you. Let's see, Cancer and Scorpio. For what? What are you implying for Cancer and Scorpio? I am a Scorpio Sun Cancer rising, so I don't know if you're guessing, but you're on it. You're the only astrologer I watch who doesn't really do traditional astrology. Yeah, like I use traditional rulerships, but like I'm not really into the, you know, because I look at all types of astrology because I don't just want to limit myself to just one, because, you know, there's so much more to learn when you're learning sidereal and, you know, the modern. Yeah, tropical has some value to it, but there's so much more value in modern as well when you add them together, as well as sidereal too. Oh, Cancer and Scorpio together? Oh, they go just fine. You know, they go great. Scorpio is more private, so is Cancer. You know, they're both rule water signs, so they're both reflective and introspective. They go together harmoniously. Cancer to Scorpio, it's 5 places from itself, so naturally, Cancer can feel more confident around Scorpios because Cancer is all about authenticity and truth, whereas Scorpio is 9 places from Cancer, or Cancer is 9 places from Scorpio. So Cancer can help Scorpio to find the meaning of life, a certain belief system, something that will help them to expand in life as well. So they go hand in hand. They do. I love your lives. Thank you. Thank you. Today we're just doing a Q&A. We're just, you know, getting ourselves out there. We're waking up with the Q&As, with the questions. Yeah, but I see you assigning the signs to the houses. Wait, huh? But I see you assigning the signs to the houses sometimes. Like, for instance, if I say Aries rules the 1st house, or like, I don't know, what do you mean by that? Let's see, what does it mean now that Jupiter is in Taurus and I have Jupiter and Saturn in Taurus in the 10th house? First and foremost, you're going through your Jupiter return. Welcome, welcome. You are the prom queen in the universe's eyes, or king, however you choose to identify. But this year is going to be very, very busy for career, status, legacy, and life's work. With Saturn here, whatever opportunities does come in, it does require a little structure, organization, and it's going to require that hard work and consistency. But nonetheless, it's going to be a very fortunate year for you. Other people definitely want to help you to grow your career, status, legacy, and life's work, also giving you resources to boost you as well. So it should be a favorable year for you. I would assume that you're a Leo rising too, right? Of course, of course. Yeah, that's what I mean. Oh, yeah, like, well, Aries does rule the first house, Taurus rules the second, but when I do the readings, I know that not everything is going to line up with that as well. But I know that a lot of astrologers, they do the traditional route, like, Aries is the traditional ruler of the first house, and I'm like, that's just not the case for 11/12ths of the zodiac, you know, especially if you have a Leo rising. Leo does not rule, Aries is the traditional ruler on the natural chart, but like, Leo, if Leo is your rising, Leo rules the first house. Aries does not rule that first house in that case. Aries rules that ninth house. But if it works for you, Slay, I guess. Who knows? What are your thoughts on Mars in Leo and Chiron in Leo? Well, you have a lot of energy and drive to build up your confidence, to express yourself, to shine your light, not dim it because of other people's projection. But with that Chiron placement there, other people definitely dimmed your light early on, which could have caused you to dim your own light if your Chiron is retrograde. So it is important that you're having fun going on adventure despite who is watching. That's what's going to help you to heal yourself and to heal other people as well. Just watch for impulsivity and spontaneity on that process of developing your confidence. Yes, Leo risings, you're the best. Thank you, thank y'all. What does Jupiter and Taurus mean for Sag risings? That is going into your 6th house of mundane responsibilities, daily operation, work schedule, routine around personal development and physical health. You're about to be a busy bee, aren't you? But you know what? Your day-to-day is going to need some type of structure and organization, perhaps maybe a routine that'll get you on board with certain things. You like predictability in your day-to-day, but you're about to become very busy with that predictability. So it's going to be a great way to earn money, all right? So definitely do something that allows you to kind of like be your best self and put your best foot forward. Can the Navamsa ascendant change? No. I show Capricorn 9th natal, so that would mean it would be my first Navamsa, correct? No. The Navamsa ascendant is determined based off of the pada that your regular ascendant is in. So say, for instance, I'm a Gemini ascendant in sidereal astrology, but I'm in the second pada. That is the Capricorn pada. So Capricorn rules that second pada, which means that I'm now a Capricorn ascendant in my Navamsa chart. So take a look at what your ascendant is, but also your your nakshatra. Pay attention to the nakshatra because that's going to tell what, you know, what everything is and where everything is as well, and what pada that's in. That's going to determine the ascendant, but that does not change. That doesn't progress either. Opinion on Gemini, Sun, Taurus, Moon, Virgo rising. I usually don't do the big 3 analysis, so I'll just do the Virgo rising for you. For Virgo rising, you have a 9th house moon and you have a 10th house sun. All right, so you're very focused on career status, legacy, life's work. You find emotional fulfillment through finding a philosophy, some sort of meaning of life, a belief system. Doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual, but your main focus in this lifetime to ascend is to focus on mundane responsibilities, daily operations, work schedule, routine around personal development and physical health. Chiron is in Virgo. Ooh, wounds around critique, criticism, and perfectionism as well. Do I prefer Placidus or whole sign? I honestly do read both. I don't prefer which one to the other. I know when I usually do readings, I tend to read them in whole sign because that's how the planets will manifest, whereas Placidus is better for psychological analysis. What are my thoughts on White Moon Selena? I honestly don't know about that until today, so I could not tell you what my thoughts are. I honestly don't think about it. How about that? I'm a Taurus Sun, Gemini Venus. I'd love a deep relationship. Well, with Gemini Venus, you tend to have a dependency on external stimulation. So you want a relationship that's going to mentally stimulate you to some degree because you get bored easily. You do. You do great with a Venus in Aries, Venus in Leo, perhaps even Venus in Libra, Venus in Aquarius as well. Also, where is your Venus? Is it in the 8th house? Because that can usually indicate a deep relationship. Insights on Scorpio rising and Virgo Sun in the 10th house, please. Well, in whole sign, that Virgo Sun's going to be in the 11th house, but in Placidus, your major focus is going to be on career status, legacy, and life's work. With that Sun being in the 11th house and whole sign, major focus is going to be on friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. With Virgo Sun in the 10th house, major focus is going to be on your personal development journey as well as your mundane responsibilities, and that's going to cater towards career status, legacy, and life's work. Watch out for criticism for yourself and for others as well, but as a Scorpio rising, your main priority is your transformation and your healing journey as well. Going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life and making peace with your past, letting go of what no longer serves you and letting go of what no longer is in alignment. All right. Love your content. Just dropping by to say hi. Hello. Okay, versatility. Thank y'all. Sun, Moon, and Mercury in the 2nd house in Aquarius. Does it mean money? Well, it means that you'd benefit from multiple sources of income, definitely listening to your ideas because they're quite progressive and that can actually earn you a source of income for yourself. You find emotional fulfillment when you're financially stable or secure or establish establishing your worth and value can definitely help with that as well. With Sun being here, that's just a major focus on your life, and that's actually what you're becoming into. Chiron in Taurus, doing all the during all this Taurus movement. Oh, Jesus. Well, Jupiter is about to go over your Chiron, so it's about to be a great time to heal for yourself. Things may come up from the surface that may pertain to your worth and value. Wounds around your immediate family, wounds around giving back to yourself through self-replenishment, or financial wounds as well that can pop up from time to time. But I will say, pay attention to where Venus is, because that's how that Chiron is expressing itself in your chart. Your big six are Cap minus my rising, which is Libra. Who should I date? You all, wow. So you have big six Cap minus your rising, which is Libra. So Libra rising, then the rest is Cap. Who should you look to date? Maybe like an earthy Venus, like Venus in Taurus, Venus in Virgo. I even say Venus in Scorpio, Venus in Pisces. You get away with that. Yeah, I see it, but let's see what else. With a Libra rising, let's see. So if everything is in Capricorn, so you have a packed fourth house, don't you? So you'd need somebody, even Venus in Cancer may work with you too. Let's see here. Insights on Venus retrograde in the 11th house in Leo. Okay, so when Venus is in retrograde, it reverses the planet's roles and makes the planet stronger. So when Venus is in retrograde, this means that it's taking love, money, worth and value, relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts, and it's introspecting it. You would benefit from having a relationship with yourself, building confidence on that relationship, and expressing it out around friends, groups, networks, and organizations, even in the execution of your future endeavors. When you are preparing to manifest your future endeavors, you definitely need to have that confidence ready, or else things may not work out in your favor. But I will say, with Venus retrograde, when you introspect and have that relationship with yourself, this is typically when things and people tend to help you out to execute your future endeavors, when friends come in for you as well. All right. I swear your Mars-ruled Mercury is so present when you speak. Do you think so? Mercury in Scorpio, what must I say? I see it because you know what it is? I see the resting bitch face that I have when I talk. I said what I said, But, sometimes I do tend to talk fast, especially when I'm doing readings. I don't know if it's a nervous thing, because I'm not necessarily nervous. I just talk fast. But today I'm just normal and giddy, Let's see what else is going on. Alara, by the way, are you an astrologer? Because I know you, and I forgot what her name was the other day. You guys were going back and forth and just talking about different observations and things like that. I'd love to know your takes, All right. Oh, it got quiet all of a sudden. Let's see what's going on here. How do I book private readings? Go to the link in my bio under Universal Analysis, and then from there I offer astrology, numerology, and tarot. So it's just in the link in my bio under Universal Analysis. It should say book readings too, so you won't miss it. My son had a Grand Cross in the cardinal signs. Could you touch on that? Yeah, so the Grand Cross, first and foremost, it's effortless. Well, I wouldn't say effortless flow, but it gives energy throughout all the modality, kind of alleviating yourself of inner conflict and tension. You still may feel it from time to time, depending on the transit that's happening, but because he has it natally, when he does feel conflicted, it can easily be resolved. Now, if it's in the cardinal signs, the only thing I will say is start or finish the things that you have started. That's it. Perfect. Of course, maybe the resting bee face is more like your moon, not gonna lie. And I'm not an astrologer, really. But you have a lot of good observations. You should look into it. But my moon sign is Libra, and Libra does not have the resting bee face. I'm not gonna lie. So, I don't know. But I'm interested to know, what your observations are, because I feel like you're really good. You touch on a lot of things. But yeah, now, I'm not sure if Libra has a RBF, and if it does, well, there you have it. He's notorious for trying to quit anything. Glad you said that. Oh, interesting. Those are the cardinal signs, especially Aries. Libra, not so much, because Libra tends to think before they do. Aries just start things and then they're all excited and then they get bored and then they don't finish it. I have a Libra moon. Me too. Do you have an RBF? Because apparently, the RBFs can tend to come through the moon sign. So I don't know if you have an RBF. Let's see. I try to learn astrology since a year, so I'm actually new. Oh, but as I said, you have some good observations, It could be a gift for you. I said what I said. I have 0 degrees Saturn and Uranus in Cap. Does that mean they're Sagittarius? No. If you have 0 degrees Saturn and Uranus in Capricorn, it's Capricorn. It's not Sagittarius. If you had 29 degrees Sagittarius, that'd be Sagittarius. But everything, if it's 0 degrees Cap, it's Capricorn. And my crush has a Libra chart ruler as well, and he has a resting B face as well. Maybe that's a new thing. Because here's the thing, in both charts, actually all three of my charts, Draconic, Sidereal, and Tropical, all my chart rulers express itself through Libra. So I'm like, if that's the RBF, then look at that. Look at God. Well, you know what? I did say that Libra is Diet Aries, so you may be onto something there, you know? Nope, usually smiling. Just kidding. But I do have a Scorpio stellium that creeps in. Oh, wait, by the way, that brings me to my next point. I also have Venus and Scorpio in my sidereal chart. So my sun is in Libra, Mercury's in Libra in my sidereal, and that expresses itself through Venus and Scorpio. So that may be the case as well, too. I mean, I have Mercury ruler of my ninth in the first, so maybe I can become an astrologer. Yeah, so first house, fifth house, 8th, 9th, and 11th usually dictate some inkling of astrology. 5th house because of ancient texts. 1st house because it definitely is a great teacher. It likes to learn new things and take action towards your life's direction. 8th house because it's occult science. 9th house because it deals with spiritual beliefs and higher knowledge. 11th house because it's cosmic knowledge as well. I love your observations too. Thank you, thank you. I'm a Libra sun and a Libra moon too. Ooh, double Libra, just like my father. He was a Libra sun, Libra moon, Scorpio rising, you know? But he definitely, it was interesting because he had Libra, both sun and moon, and his 12th house. And, well, he got along with his mom. His father, I don't know much about, you know? Yeah, and Mercury rules astrology as well traditionally, in the sense of Mercury interpreting things too. Yep, and Mercury's in my 5th house, and it's also in Scorpio. Okay, yeah, because it does rule it rules mundane knowledge, whereas Saturn, typically people don't look to Saturn towards astrology, but it's the traditional ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius, it tends to be cosmic knowledge, you know, so Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury will be the planets that I'm looking to as well. That is mine. Oh, you're a Scorpio rising too! My baby niece has a Sag sun, Cancer moon, and Libra rising, and I'm an Aquarius sun, Taurus moon, Cancer rising. Well, we're Cancer rising twins, you know? So your Cancer rising, is her moon and your rising conjunct? Because that can actually indicate like a great relationship between the two. Scorpio rising, Scorpio sun, Taurus moon, blessing and a curse. Well, it's an opposition there because mother and father may see at both ends, maybe at opposite ends. That means that there could be issues with the mother, could be issues with the father, usually when there's the opposite of the two. But sun is conjunct rising. Is the sun conjunct rising, or is it just within the 1st house? Libra sun, Libra moon, Scorpio rising. Yep, that was my father's big 3. What about a 9th house Leo stellium, Venus, Mercury, and Mars? Anything interesting? Well, you do shine within higher knowledge, finding a belief system, a philosophy, a meaning of life, and then expanding within them as well. With Venus here, other people are meant to help you, or definitely listen to other people's perspectives when you're determining your belief, because any fixed sign that's in the 9th house tends to be a little too dogmatic with their beliefs, especially if you have Aquarius or Taurus here. So I would say with Leo tends to be more, you know, open-minded here, but with Mercury here, you definitely meant to share your experience, share your story, share your wisdom with everything. But with Mars, just be sure not to rush into finding a new belief system or a meaning of life as well for you. All right, my rising is in the 12th house. No, you're not. No, your rising will never be in the 12th house. Your rising will always be in the 1st house. It makes no sense for your rising to be in the 12th house. Otherwise, it wouldn't be your rising. It would probably be your MC or something different. I have a Libra and Scorpio stellium, mostly in 10th and the 11th house. Ooh, career status, legacy, life's work, friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. Very powerful in that arena, aren't you? Yeah, just as long as you don't over-obsess with it. I see you. For you and Scorpio, makes sense. Since Scorpio goes deep and reveals truth too. But I also have Jupiter in the 8th house too, so I feel like that also has something to do with it too. Combust Mercury in the 7th house. So Mercury loses power because it is close to the sun. But remember what I said yesterday. If it's within 16 arc minutes to 1 degree within the sun, it's actually in a cazimi, which is strengthening that Mercury. It's actually considered to be in the heart of the sun. But if it's within 1 degree on, it's combust, which means that Mercury could be a little weak. Great for business, may not be so hot for relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, but you can still learn yourself or learn more about yourself through connections and other people as well. What sign is it in? Because that can also dictate whether or not if Mercury is going to be at its strength or at its ultimate weakness as well. My boy is a Libra sun, Aries moon, Cancer rising. We have a lot of Cancer risings here today. Let's see. I'm sorry, I meant my sun, unless I'm completely wrong. No, so sun can be in the 12th house. Yeah, so sun can definitely be in the 12th, but rising can't be in the 12th house. Rising will always be in your first house because it's your identity. It's who you are. It's yourself. It's your independence as well. Let's see here. Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. Virgo 10th house with sun and north node. Oh, you're destined to be remembered for something. With the sun here, major focuses on career status, legacy, and life's work as well. You definitely want to be out in the public to some degree, but you find comfort within your private life, home, family, processing those feelings and your emotions, listening to your intuition. With Virgo in the 10th house, though, Virgo tends to be critical, but hey, you could do things like no other because Virgo is exalted in itself for that reason. But with North Node in Virgo, I also have North Node in Virgo, you have the end result in mind. You could see where the destination is leading you to. You definitely know what it is, or you know the vision of what that looks like, but it's all about the process of getting there. So you really need to take those tangible steps to get to that final destination. Because with Pisces, that South Node in Pisces, you definitely have a grand imagination and a grand inner world too. But something tells me that within a past life, or early on in life, I should say, you thought your life was pretty normal, but then a situation happened that it kind of snapped you into reality, so now you question a lot of things. That's actually helping you towards your Virgo North Node. And if in the case that you have a Virgo MC as well too. Am I into tarot? I actually started with tarot. Fun story. I started with tarot back in 2018. I started doing, well, I didn't do readings, but like I was listening to readings and things like that. And then I started in 2020 doing it professionally. So yes, I'm into tarot. I actually do offer it in a private reading as well. Let's see what else. Mercury in Leo rising. Is Mercury conjunct to Leo rising? Very intelligent. You can use your ideas to take action towards your life's direction as well. Mercury in Leo tends to be expressive with words as well. Could be a public speaker as well too. My Mercury's in Scorpio. Twins. My Mercury's in Scorpio as well. I have a stellium in Cancer, Sun in 8th house, Mercury and Venus in the 9th house. Opinions. Okay, so when you have a stellium in Cancer, that means that there's an emphasis on your private life, home and family, processing your feelings and your emotions, as well as listening to your intuition, channeling your authenticity. When Sun is in 8th house, major focuses on your healing journey and transformation. Mercury here, you're going to gain a lot of wisdom from your healing journey as well. You're definitely meant to share that with other people, but also with Mercury in the 8th house, you're a truth teller and a truth seeker. So learning the power behind your words is really going to be something that you need to learn within that 8th house, because the universe, okay, here's how I see the 8th house. You go through a lot of transformation within the 8th house, and that's the universe naturally removing your mask, because you'd be surprised how many people are wearing their mask. They only want people to see them for the good and not so much the all of themselves. But when you have 8th house placements, the universe will remove your mask. And so when you're around other people or when you're speaking, other people may be triggered. You know, they may call you intense or intimidating, or you're so serious, but you don't know why that is. Well, that's because you're triggering their unhealed wounds, which is no fault of your own. You're giving them the choice to heal or to project. 9 out of 10 times they may project, because let's face it, you'd be surprised how many people are wearing their mask. With Venus here, well, Venus is in the 9th house. Just be open to other people's perspectives when you are trying to find your meaning of life, a certain belief system as well. Other people are definitely going to give you some resources to help you out in that department as well. Let's see. Accurate. Thank you. 8th has significance of fear, social anxiety. Jupiter rules your 9th. Let's see. Are you asking me, or are you asking Alexandra? But Jupiter doesn't rule, well, oh yeah, no, Jupiter rules by 9th, yes, in Pisces, traditionally, and Neptune as well. But I wouldn't say that I had, well, not anymore, because I've been through my fair share of like my reckless era. But social anxiety, I don't, when I'm chatting, like when I'm communicating, I don't have it. But when I'm singing, oh my God, I have the stage presence of a flustered crab, and I'm destined to like defeat that at some point in my life, you know? But that's only where like the social anxiety comes in. But like communicating, chatting with people, I can make friends easily. So I wouldn't say that I have the social anxiety part or fears or at all either. Aren't you glad the Mercury retrograde is over? I know I'm happy. I know I am. Happy birthday, Dennis Hopper. Well, happy birthday, Dennis Hopper. Don't know who that is. But yes, I'm happy that Mercury retrograde is over, because let me tell you, it's been hell just going through that for the last 3 weeks. The shadow period, I usually don't give into the shadow period, but yesterday was a whole nother it was a whole nother story. Let's see. Yep, that's true. Let's see. My houses are missing Cancer and Capricorn. Should I replace my houses with what My rising? No. So you, okay, there's the thing about empty houses. You're not missing any houses. It's just that those houses don't have any placements within them. You also want to pay attention to the ruler of Capricorn and Cancer to see how that house is expressing itself. Cancer, oh, you actually may have an interception. You may have an interception or duplication. Change that to whole sign, because then it'll tell you like what house in Cancer and Capricorn rule. But when you have intercepted planets or intercepted signs, this just means that you may not be quite conscious about those signs' quality. So paying attention, as I said, to the ruler of those placements, like Cancer is ruled by the moon, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, paying attention to where those are in your chart. That way you can see how that placement may be manifesting for you. Let's see. Astrology is 50% instinct, 50% memory. Put them together and you get ESP. I don't know what ESP is, but maybe spell it out. But astrology is, I wouldn't say that it's instinct. It really depends on the person, you know. Well, it could be memory. Yes, I'll tell you it is memory, but instinct, not necessarily. It's really a system. It's just learning the system and then remembering the system and then seeing it out and then putting that into practice. That's usually what I do. You know, I developed my own system, you know, and every astrologer is different with their style, but I feel like it's just a system. You learn the system and then you learn new things and new techniques and things like that as well, too. Advice for Moon in the 8th house? Yes. First and foremost, definitely deal with any suppressed emotions that do come up to the surface from time to time. You find emotional fulfillment by going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life and making peace with your past. Just be sure to let go of what no longer serves you and letting go of what no longer is in alignment, which in turn puts you in alignment with your dharmic path and gives you emotional fulfillment as well, too. You also find emotional fulfillment when you have intimacy, vulnerability, some type of depth in a connection as well. And Jupiter trines your chart ruler. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh, wow. You're really good because I didn't tell you where my moon was. So there could be a connection to that. It does, but it's off by about 9 degrees. So some astrologers wouldn't even consider it to be a trine. I do. You know, I consider it to be the trine. Let's see here. Retrograde was terrible this year. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ever since April ended and we came into May, just the retrograde was just frustrating and inconvenient in so many ways. You know, I'm just glad it's over, that we're in the shadow period, but like, I just don't want another Mercury and Taurus retrograde, because going through my 11th house, technology problems, I didn't really have issues with friends. It was just more like technology, but like, oh my God, you know. Get a therapist, babe. Ooh, who are you saying that to? Not get a therapist. Wait a second. I didn't plan anything for Mercury retrograde in spring. I just sat and watched the wheels go round. What house did it manifest for you? And it manifested in my 11th house for me. How was a reflector in human design chopped, fam? Oh, I said what I said. They were just at the bottom of the list. Like, look, if you're at the bottom of the list alphabetically, you just got the chop. Like, it's not my fault that the creator of human design decided to name that reflector. They just ended up at the bottom of the list because of alphabetical order. That's just how the cookie crumbled. But no, I love reflectors. They're very open, very perceptive individuals as well, too. Dead. Moon, Mars, Pisces in the 6th house, Sun, Mercury and Aries in the 8th, Jupiter in the, that's all over the place, you know. So you got your Dastana houses locked up. You know, 6th house represents major weaknesses, 8th house represents sudden karmic debts that we need to pay off suddenly. 12th house is usually like karmic debts that you're paying off, but that's more like subconscious and through hidden enemies and through things that are hidden that eventually come out to light. With Jupiter here, oh God bless you. Well, Jupiter does hot in the 12th house, but when it's in Virgo, it's in detriment. So you need to definitely give that more effort and attention. Mars and Pisces, just watch for escaping your day-to-day, but Mars and Pisces gives you energy and drive towards developing yourself spiritually. With Moon here, you find emotional fulfillment there. Sun and Mercury and Aries, definitely think before you do, think before you speak. A good astrologer can predict the next president of America has blue eyes. It's a fact. I'm not really into predictive astrology. Yeah, I know, shocker. Maybe I'm not a good astrologer, who knows? But I don't know. I'm not into the predictive mess, because for me, I'm like, it's not that it's like, oh, you could be wrong or anything like that. I just never found fun in it. I consider myself a psychologist in astrology. Like, I'd rather help you to understand your energy juxtaposed to predict who's going to become president. Because at the end of the day, you can look at the options and then look at the chart, then predict it from there. I don't think that's easy. I feel like that's child's play, you know? For one thing, I'm like guessing somebody's energy and you don't know them. I think that's really prediction. You know, that's what I consider to be prediction. I've been told to change to whole sign before. Would that be right if I were told by lots of people? It really depends on what style that you like. If you resonate with Placidus, keep it in Placid. If you like whole sign, definitely change it to whole sign. But I will say, I like at both. That was not English. I look at both, you know, that way I get a broader analysis as to what my energy is. So I recommend looking at both, to be honest, you know. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Oh, the therapist thing was a joke, Tay. Let's see here. I'm trying to look on your website, but can't find it. Go to the link in my bio under Universal Analysis. It should say book readings. Yeah. It's under Universal Analysis. I use the sign-based aspect, so it's a trine for me as well. And you told me your placement's one. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. So you know what? You'd be interested in Jaimini astrology. You should look that up. It's like what they use it in Vedic astrology. It is based off of sidereal, but you'd be interested in that because they use similar aspects and things like that too. Let's see. My Taurus moon chart ruler is conjunct Saturn with the 11th house. Oh, God bless you. But Saturn and moon in the 11th house isn't really that bad. Saturn's at home. Your emotions may be quite reserved, so make sure that we're not suppressing them. And also be sure not to over-intellectualize your emotions, too, with it being in the 11th house. Okay? Why are Taurus of the zodiac having such good luck right now? I believe it's Jupiter. It is Jupiter because Jupiter is the planet of luck, abundance, expansion, opportunity. It's also the planet of philosophy, belief system, finding your own meaning of life as well. But Jupiter just entered Taurus, so they're going to be lucky until May 25th of 2024. Look at God. Any astrologer can predict the past. Only great astrologers predict the future. Oh, I love that quote. Yes, I love that quote. Absolutely. But yeah, no, it's so true. Any astrologer can predict the past. But my thing is this, though. If you're using things that are outside of astrology to predict, say, for instance, the next president or what's going to happen, like if you're looking at the candidates and then looking at the prediction of who it's going to be, that's stupid. That's child's play to me. You know, if you don't know anything about politics and then you're saying that this person is going to have these features and then it ends up being that, and then that's correct, that's where I'm like, wow, you got a gift there. But maybe that's just the intensity for the Scorpio within me, you know, because I'm like, I want to be wowed. I want to be like, wow, how did you get that? You're not even into politics. Wow. You know, I see the thing in the neck. Wow. You see that pop out? Wow. One more time. Wow. Okay. Is Saturn in the 8th house a bad luck placement? No. Saturn in the 8th house just means you need to watch controlling issues, micromanaging things that are outside of your control, confronting your fears in regards to intimacy, vulnerability, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life. It's a prediction, not accurate, girl. Boom. Tay, let's see here. What's the point? I already answered that. What's the point of the art of prediction? Oh, you wouldn't understand. Oh, but you know what? For me, though, like, I'm just not the predictor. Oh, that was not to me. Never mind. You're on his page, though. Move along. Oh, ooh. We're not going to have that. Not in live. Wait a minute. I never heard of that type of astrology. Thank you, but I'll focus on Hellenistic astrology first. I still want to get more into Hellenistic astrology. Do you know the planetary joys, by the way? Y'all, now, we're not gonna have that in the live now. Break it up. All right. My sun is within 7 degrees of Mercury, so it'll be combust. Not be too bad. I answered your question before. So yeah, if it's within 7 degrees, it is combust, so it is a weaker Mercury. What sign is your Mercury in, by the way? Because that'll determine, like, what's going on there. Let's see. Is the 12th house stellium bad? Not necessarily, especially because it's Venus rule, too. But that Gemini moon, if you're Gemini ascendant, that moon may be in the 1st house. But if it's Taurus, Sun, and Venus, it wouldn't be all that bad. Just watch for karmic relationships. That can definitely come about. Money may have some karmic feel to it as well as your immediate family. But other than that, traveling to foreign lands helps you to develop yourself spiritually. Also, by the way, with the 12th house, you definitely want to approach the 12th house in a spiritual manner. If you approach the 12th house in a materialistic manner, oh wow, you're in for an awakening, aren't you? You know? Let's see here. Does the Venus 12th house attract jealous lovers? It depends on the sign, but I wouldn't say jealous lovers. I would say more karmic lovers. It could be more karmic. Karmic relationships are people that can really teach you specific lessons to elevate you on your path. May not be the greatest relationships that you want to be in. Some karmic relationships are great. You know, some karmic relationships, for instance, your family, all karmic, you know, because you grew up with them. They saw you at your roughest times. Yes, they did. You know, maybe not all your roughest times, but they saw you that birth karmic, so I would say there are some beneficial karmic relationships and not so beneficial karmic relationships. I know certain people say that there are dharmic and karmic relationships. It really depends, but karmic relationships are basically people that are in your life that are meant to be there on the journey. They're meant to see you in your worst and at your best as well. Some karmic relationships only see you at your worst. Some only see you at your best. Some see you all together. I have Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, and Venus in Libra. Is that bad? No, that just means you have a stellium there. There's power within relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts with you, but it may come with a bit of delay. Could come with a bit of karmic relationships to gain that experience, because Saturn wants you to master relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. You will have an influx of other people. That way you can learn more about yourself, but watch for people pleasing. All right. Do you know if you are live until April? Do you know if you live till April 8th, 2024, you made it through the dawning of Aquarius? So Jeannie, I want to know your take on the dawning of Aquarius. What do you mean by that? Because I made a video early on saying that we're not quite in the age of Aquarius, but I do want to know your take because you're maybe onto something here. So I want to know. Now, you have a well-placed Saturn and Venus. Were you born during day or night too? Night. Ooh, Alara getting into that Hellenistic sect. Yes. Did you get my last comment about planetary joys? Let's see. It probably just reloaded. Oh, yeah, I know planetary joys. I have 2 in my chart. Do you have any? Actually, do I have any? Oh, yes. Mars is in the 6th house, and I think that's it. I think just Mars in the 6th. I just missed Venus in the 5th. I did want a Venus in the 5th. Jupiter in 11th, Saturn in 12th. No. Sun 9th, Moon 3rd. Yeah, no, so it's only Mars in the 6th. That's it. I didn't get as lucky as you did. But I like Mars in the 6th. It's really practical, Let's see. Oh, what's your rising? My rising, Cancer. Or you're probably not asking me that because you already know that. Let's see. My Mercury and Sun are in Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpio, Mercury. Okay, so it's not the worst placement. Not really the worst placement here. But Mercury may be at the weaker point. Definitely learn the power within your words. It'll strengthen up that Scorpio for you. All right. Let's see here. What's the point of karmic relationships? To learn specific lessons, not to experience love. As I said, some karmic relationships, you could experience love within karmic relationships. Not all of them are going to teach you these lessons and everything like that. They're here to teach, most of them may teach you lessons because they're here to, elevate you on your path to move forward. Because if you don't learn these lessons, you probably won't get to where you want to get to. So that's why some karmic relationships are seen as bad. But there are some that are really great. For instance, for instance, if your manifestations are coming together, that could be a karmic relationship because that was a relationship that was meant to happen. So it's more fated in that sense. Night. Let's see here. Oh, God. I already read that. All right. I'm out of here. I got a sunrise to catch in Florida. Good stuff. Good astrologer. Thank you. And enjoy the sunrise. I meant her. Oops. Oh, no, you're right. I read that after. Thoughts on Aquarius, Venus in the 8th. Okay, you will definitely benefit from having a friendship before getting in a relationship, but you definitely yearn for a deep connection, one with intimacy and vulnerability as well. You yearn to be understood in relationships as well. Be sure that you're understanding yourself too. All right, you may go through some transformation within a relationship, but it's only going to progress and make the relationship stronger. Let's see, South Node and Lilith and Capricorn in the 6th. What does that mean? Well, I usually don't. Radiant as usual. Oh, thank you. You're always so kind to me. Thank you. Lilith and Capricorn, I usually don't analyze Lilith, but I'll do it for you today. But nobody else asked those Lilith questions because I may have to just scroll and act like I didn't see it. But with Lilith, it's representative of things that you may have repressed or suppressed early on in life. When it's in the 6th house, this could be mundane responsibilities, your personal development journey, daily operations, work schedule, routine around your physical health as well. When it's in Capricorn, could be career, status, legacy in life's work, or your authority. All right. With your South Node here, this means that your North Node is in the 12th house, which means you need to develop yourself spiritually, establishing that connection with the universe and trusting the unknown. But you can use the practicalities and the realities of your 6th house to gain fulfillment there when you're tapping into that North Node in the 12th. But Lilith just means that you're going to the extreme. So you may be a workaholic. You may overwork yourself to your detriment. Yeah, I said it. You may be very focused on your career, status, legacy, and life's work and trying to get to that next step. Remember to back it up and take your time, okay? All right. Is there a line? No, reading. We're not doing any readings today. It's just strictly Q&A. It's just Q&A today. Thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. You seem like you'd be a nice friend. Oh, thank you. I think I'd be a nice friend. I'd go to lunch with me. Let's see here. Advice for Aqua ruled 7th house. So as I was saying, for Venus too in the 7th house too, or Venus in Aquarius, you'd benefit from having a friendship before making a relationship any more serious. Great for business, very innovative there. Definitely pay attention to your ideas. They're quite innovative. They can progress society to move forward. All right. But I will say here, you definitely yearn to be understood in a connection. Be sure that you're finding an understanding for yourself by having a relationship with yourself. Okay. Also, you may attract a relationship that's quite unconventional, something that's against tradition. But hey, it works for you. I also will say your relationship can help you to manifest any future endeavors that you may want for yourself as well too. Do you actually feel the sun transit since it's your Lord of the year? Let's see here. No. I'm gonna be completely real with you. No. I don't feel it this year. I haven't felt it any year. Like, I'd say not necessarily. I'm feeling more second housey than I am sunny, if you understand what I mean. Like, I feel like this is more of a second house year rather than me feeling the effects of the different sun transits. Like, for instance, sun's in my 11th house. I don't really feel that effect, but you don't really feel anything in the 11th house unless you got Cancer there. But when it's in my 12th house, I tend to feel things more because, you know, I don't really do well with the Gemini seasons. I love the Geminis. I just don't do well during their season. Them and Leo, oh my God, you know, but no, I'm not feeling the suns currently. I have a Leo North Node, same here in Sidereal, and Venus in the 5th, definitely one of my favorite placements. Well, Venus in the 5th is actually a planetary join, so it's a good placement overall, and I love North Node in Leo, because you know what, these people are so innovative, and I know it's so hard for them to step outside their shell, because me too, you know. Let's see here. Thoughts on Aries, Venus in the 1st house? Yeah, so you definitely need a relationship that's going to match your energy, somebody who knows themselves, somebody who's self-aware, somebody who's definitely taking action towards their own life direction. But watch for impulsivity, spontaneity in a relationship as well. In regards to financial matters, you have a lot of energy and drive to build on your finances, just as long as you're not being impulsive towards it as well. Watch for any accidents, could lead to stagnation there. Any advice for Gemini ruled 11th house? Listen to your ideas, okay? Because you're going to have a lot of ideas. That way you can manifest certain things. Doing things in multiples will actually benefit you here. So having multiple future endeavors to manifest may benefit you greatly. You may have multiple friend groups. You may have multiple friends in general. You may have multiple network circles as well. But with Gemini, it's tricky energy. Watch for gossip and spreading misinformation, because you may spread gossip and information to one person, but this one person may know another person, which may have a mutual connection. So watch out for that, okay? Maybe because the angular houses are the most active ones. Yeah, like I feel, well, you know what? I beg to differ with that one too, because sometimes I don't even feel the moon transit. The last moon transit I felt was that full moon in Leo that we had earlier this year. Did anybody else feel that with the headaches and the migraines? You know, like that was the only full moon or the new moon things that I felt as well too. Let's see here. Real opinions on Saturn and 8th house in Taurus. You need to stop micromanaging things that are outside of your control. You need to look at those control issues. You need to confront your fears with intimacy, vulnerability going below the surface as well. There are lessons to learn with establishing your worth and value. The universe will definitely test you here. Ask yourself when enough is enough. This will definitely help you to establish your worth and value as well. You're meant to build up your material security on your own. Now, I will say that you will come into some sort of inheritance, but it will come with a delay as well. Definitely pay attention to where Venus is in your chart, because this will give me more analysis too. All right, thoughts in Venus, Mars in 4th Aquarius. Mars in 4th Aquarius with Cancer moon in the 9th. Mars in 4th in Aquarius with Cancer moon in the 9th. What did Cancer moon have to do with that? I want to know where Saturn is, where Uranus is. Well, when Mars is in the 4th house, you definitely need to face your emotions head on, because if you bottle them up, this can lead to violent outbursts, lashing out. It's not a cute story. It's not a cute look here. We also don't want to over-intellectualize our feelings, but rather feel them through when Mars is in Aquarius here, especially in the 4th house too. If Uranus is here in the 4th house as well, this can indicate an unconventional upbringing, perhaps an absent parent. Could be father if Saturn is close by. Could be mother if moon is there too. But you said Cancer moon's in the 9th, so I don't think it's the mother figure. The Leo moon full moon hit different. Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it came with the headaches, came with all the feels that I did not ask for. It's probably because in Sidereal, it's in its home sign of Cancer. What should I know about my Saturn in Cancer 4th house? Well, there could be harsh relationships with home family, the mother figure, especially growing up. Perhaps maybe you didn't get the emotional nurture and love that you craved for, so that means that you are by yourself a lot. You could have yearned for a sense of belonging. Just be sure that you're not moving to specific places just to find this belonging. I've been there, done that. But this also does indicate to me a chosen family is going to come in for you at some point. So just be sure here that we are prioritizing processing your feelings and your emotions, as well as listening to your intuition is going to be very important, because Saturn here is going to require a bit more effort on your part since it is in detriment. But I will say, when I said chosen family, this doesn't necessarily have to mean you're a biological family, but you're going to have people that are going to give you that emotional care and nurture that you were looking for early on, usually with this placement, but you can't go out searching for it. It usually comes to you. All right. Is Jupiter and Pluto in the 4th house bad? Nah, it just means that you had a transformative upbringing. Jupiter just means that you came from a big family as well. But with Pluto in the 4th, could have had intense situations in beginnings of life, but you could be a generational curse breaker. So it's really preparing you for your career, status, legacy, and life's work. Just be sure to let go of any emotions that no longer serve you. Letting go of it no longer is in alignment, which in turn puts you in alignment with your dharmic path. Now, I would assume it's probably in Scorpio, right? So tell me you were born in 94 without telling me you were born in 94. All right. Just be sure here with Pluto and Scorpio that you're also prioritizing your transformation and your healing journey too. Thoughts on Venus, Mars, Saturn, Gemini in 10th house and MC. Jack of all trades, master of none, but you may even do it better than the master of one. A lot of energy and drive towards career, status, legacy, and life's work. Just be sure here that you are putting your eggs in multiple baskets, doing multiple things, because Gemini does great with doing things in multiples, but other people are definitely going to give you resources and help you to grow your career, status, legacy, and life's work. You're not meant to do it on your own. All right? When do you go live? It's always on my way to learn. When do you go live? I don't know. It's really a hit and miss for me. It's like, I feel like going live, here we go, and then I go live. So it really depends. Like, usually I wouldn't be live today, but I just woke up deciding, let me just do a Q&A. Let's see who's on, you know? Because right now it's 8:15 in New York. Oh my God, can you see the bags under my eyes, guys? Oh my God, look. But it's 8:15 here, and I've been live since about 7:30, so I'm usually never live this early, but I wanted to see. I was like, who's on? Like, who's online, you know? What should I know about Saturn and Cancer in the 4th house? Just went over that. So let's see here. What should I already did that? Let's see. Do you actually watch astrology videos too, or just doing content? Oh, I watch astrology videos as well. I love to learn. Oh, thank you for the heart. Yay. I got 2 of those. I like to watch astrology videos. It's because I'm always a student before I am a teacher. You know, and that's probably where my Gemini comes in, is because when I learn something and I really learn it, that's when I share it with other people. I will rarely just upload a video saying, oh my God, this is what this means. No, absolutely not. But I like to watch other content is because, 1, I like to be a student before I am a teacher, and 2, I love watching other people's styles, because I have Chiron in the 5th, so I love watching other people express themselves too. Yes, Pluto and Scorpio, Jupiter and Sag, yes. Cancer in the 11th house. When did I get into astrology? Well, let's do Cancer in the 11th house first, and then I'll explain my story. So Cancer in the 11th house, a lot of emotional fulfillment around your friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. Anything that you are executing for your future needs to resonate with you emotionally. Otherwise, it gets the chop. All right. When did I get into astrology? 2018. So I was living in Vegas. I was actually going to school out there in UNLV at the time. I had a roommate that did not move in, that wanted to know my big 3, didn't even know what that was. I knew I had a sun in Scorpio, but I didn't know my moon, didn't know my rising. So I found that out, but then at the time I was still into tarot. And then in 2019, I was learning my chart more in depth, and then I was going through a reckless era. I'm not going to lie to you here. And then in 2021, I started going professional. But at the time, I didn't know how much I knew about astrology. Like, I feel like I'm a sponge. You know, I have the attention span of a child or a flustered crab if I'm on stage. And so, like, I love to learn new things, but I didn't know how much I knew until I went on Clubhouse in 2021. I started teaching classes and things like that. So, yeah. Felt that with my Gemini chart ruler. Look, I'm telling you, I love to learn new things, and then if I really like it, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to be like, look, you need to know about this, because this is the bee's knees. You know what I mean? Some comments in this live will filter to protect the community experience. Ooh, did somebody say something mean? But yeah, Saturn was in 8th Gemini, and Uranus is in 4th Aquarius. Gotcha. Okay, so there can definitely be an unconventional upbringing here. Could be an absent parent as well. Perhaps maybe you don't know enough about one side of the family. How much is a reading? I'm not doing readings today. but I thought the meanings of the signs are different in Vedic. They're not that much different in Vedic. You know, for instance, the moon, the only thing that would be different is the moon rules the mind in Vedic astrology. So everything is centered around the moon, juxtaposed like Mercury, how we would go for it. Like Mercury just means communication, your thought process, whereas your mental state, like your inner mind, like that's all the moon in Vedic astrology. So there are certain differences, but for the most part, they're pretty much the same. With transit Jupiter and moon conjunct my moon, I don't know how to feel. Well, Jupiter is about to make it very, very happy, more giddy, but moon conjunct your moon, you're going through a lunar return, so new emotional cycles. Yay! You know, and it's an exalted moon too, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good, you know. Let's see here. Neptune in the 5th house. Ooh, Neptune in the 5th. Watch out for addictive tendencies and escapism. You like to have fun, but establishing your connection with the universe and really focusing on spiritual development journey can help you to build up your confidence and express yourself, okay? Let's see what else is going on here. Are Neptune and Uranus in 5th restrictive placements? No. So Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto are never going to be restrictive. It's not Saturn energy here. But Uranus in the 5th, you definitely like to have fun in very different ways, but pay attention to your ideas that come across when you are having fun or when you're feeling your most confident, because you can definitely use that to manifest any future endeavors that you have for yourself. With Neptune, just watch out for addictive tendencies, escapism as well, but establishing your connection with the universe and trusting in the unknown, definitely focusing on your spiritual development journey can help you to gain some confidence. That way you can express yourself further. Saturn and Scorpio, oh, I'm praying for you. Oh my God, how was your Saturn return? How was it? North Node and Pisces in the 10th house. Ooh, you're meant to be remembered for something. Definitely focus on career, status, legacy, life's work. Establish a connection with the universe. This will definitely help you on your path moving forward because you know you have the vision, but it's all about the path of getting there. All right? Intense. Oh, I bet. Because Saturn and Scorpio was tough for me. It was terrible. You know, I don't have it retro. I don't have a Saturn Scorpio. My Saturn's in Aries, which I don't wish on my worst enemy, because Saturn in Aries is just a new level of like, why, you know? I feel that, I swear. Glow up so much each year. Sun in 12th house advice for feeling present and less alone. Yeah, of course. Definitely focus on establishing your connection with the universe. But, feeling less alone. Oh, I will say this. Focus on your 12th house in a more spiritual sense, juxtapose a material sense. But the 12th house is all about isolation. It's all about solitude. So you may feel alone here, but I will say that you may attract people that have that soulmate type of connection. So I will say that will come in due time, since it is, what sign is your 12th house in? You helped me understand my Saturn and Scorpio with several of your videos. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you resonated. What are your thoughts on the equal house system? I don't mind the equal house system. I actually just made I made content. Well, I didn't put it up on TikTok yet, but I did make content in regards to the equal house system. I personally don't use it. I don't mind it. It's just, I know that if I use the equal house system, Pluto goes to my 5th house instead of my 6th, and I don't quite resonate with Pluto in my 5th, so I don't know. Good morning. How you doing? For those that are just joining, we're just chatting, answering questions. That's it. We're not doing any readings today. All right. Sun is in Leo. 12th is ruled by Cancer. Oh, so your sun's actually not even in the 12th house. It's in the 1st house of self-identity, independence, life's work, and taking action towards your life's direction as well. If your 12th house is ruled by Cancer. Do you have a Leo rising? Let's see here. 2nd house Sag with Venus conjunct Jupiter in the 5th house. Huh? Oh, okay, never mind. 2nd house Venus, wait. 2nd house Venus, and Venus is conjunct Jupiter in the 5th house. Very lucky energy. You did something good in the past life too, because the 5th house is 9th from the 9th house. So that means your past life deeds are coming into this life too. Very, very fortunate energy manifesting. Let's see here. Jupiter transited my 7th and my 8th house, and nothing positive happened with committed partners. So let's see, that's Aries going into Taurus. So Jupiter in the 7th house is actually not very beneficial for the 7th house. Jupiter doesn't really like being in the 7th house, despite what other people may say. Though Jupiter and Venus do go together, but Jupiter doesn't really like being in that 7th house is because it's expanding on other people, and it's just, you know, superficial, kind of surface level type things. It likes to be social, but it's not really learning anything about the meaning of life, you know? Jupiter likes the truth. Jupiter likes to, you know, delve in deep with like higher spiritual knowledge and things like that. When it's in the 8th house, you will definitely have much better time because you'll establish those deep connections. Do I like Placidus or whole sign better? I like them both. Placidus is great for psychological analysis. Whole sign is great for how the planets will manifest. Yes, I have a Leo rising, Leo sun, and Venus in the 12th. So that Leo is actually going to be in first house whole sign. It's going to manifest through those first house themes, but you're going to feel those 12th house themes. So you may feel alone, but in all actuality, it's actually helping you because it's going to form that balance with the 7th house. So it's all going to work out for you. Trust me, trust me. All right. Do you guys use 9th for past life in Vedic? Yes. So 9th is well, no. Well, yes and no. So yes, you do use 9th house for past life, but past life deeds, it's 9th from the 9th. So it's going to be the 5th house. Let's see here. I'm excited for my Jupiter return, Jupiter and Leo. Oh, yes. I'm excited for Jupiter and Leo, too, because in my draconic chart, Jupiter is in Leo, so I'm excited to see how this is going to play out. You know, and also Jupiter is going to be in my 2nd house in my tropical chart, so I'm excited to see. I'm excited. All right, let's see here. What are fame indicators in the chart? Honestly, there's so much, you know, and they change per generation. You know, it really depends on what the new thing is at that time, but traditionally, I'd be 5th house placements, 10th house placements, Sun in 5th, Sun in 10th, Sun in 1st house. 1st house placements as well, 2nd and 3rd if you're going to be an artist, musician, singer, or songwriter. 8th house as well is applicable. 9th house placements for luck, opportunity, to attract those as well. If you want to be in pop music, I would look at 9th and 12th house placements. 11th house placements if you want to be a celebrity. 10th house placements if you want longevity in your career. Let's see, what else? Did I miss anything? 6th house for acting too. 7th house placements to get into the business. Leo degrees can be fame indicators. 5, 17, and 29. 28 can represent a household name, though it is Cancer. I will say don't really pay so much attention to the degrees because it's a hit or miss. Oh, interesting. And whole sign is the most common in Vedic, I guess. Yes, so they don't use Placidus. No, they call it something completely different, which is like their version of Placidus, but they use whole sign. Absolutely. Yes. Yes, it is. That's why I'm like in Vedic, because I guess I use a lot of Vedic techniques in my readings. That's why I don't prefer whole sign. I will also read Placidus, but when I'm doing like a regular consultation, I'll just look at whole sign because it's just much easier to see how the plants will manifest. But I like the psychological analysis too, so I'll look at Placidus. You're the most knowledgeable I've seen on here by far. Well, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. As they should look, right. You know. But let's see here. I have Pluto in the 1st house in Sagittarius with Scorpio rising. So Pluto's actually going to move to that 2nd house. But in Placidus, it's going to be learning the power within yourself. Not giving into the projection from other people. All right. So Pluto in 2nd, it's actually a great, very powerful earner here, just as long as you don't over-obsess with finances. The minute you over-obsess with finances, equating your money to your worth and value, blockages financially. It's tough. It's tough. When Pluto's in your 1st house, whole sign in Placidus, learning the power within yourself is really going to be applicable here, but not over-obsessing over self, identity, independence, and taking action towards your life's direction too. Let's see. Capricorn sun. Oh, thank you for all the love. Thank you, thank you. Capricorn rising, Taurus sun, Cancer moon. Come on, mix. Very earthy and watery too. Sagittarius, Pluto, and the first. OMG, me too. Yes, look at that. If you have a Scorpio sun, which I have, and rising, tropical, 12th house. Tropical 12th house, whole sign 1st. What do I come across when people see me, that whole sign in 1st house? Because tropical in the 12th house, that's how you see yourself. That's inner. It's more psychological. Whereas whole sign 1st, that's what other people are seeing. So other people are seeing the Scorpio sun and rising. Well, the rising will never be in the 12th house. Your Scorpio rising will always be in the 1st house. No, you know, ifs, ands, or buts about that. Scorpio sun may shift to the 12th house because it may be before the ascendant. But in whole sign, it's always going to be the 1st. So people are naturally going to see that very strong personality that you have. Maybe a little trigger because Scorpio tends to trigger the masses. But hey, that's just our gift. Let's see here. Cancer sun, Capricorn, moon, Libra rising. I'm seeing a lot of Cancer Capricorn pairings too. Can you actually relate to both Pluto in the 1st Placidus and Pluto in the 2nd whole sign? Depends on the person. You know, some people may just resonate with Pluto in the 1st house Placidus, which because it's psychological based, but other people may definitely resonate with Pluto in the 2nd. I know, for instance, for me in my Placidus chart, my moon's in the 5th house. Definitely resonate with that. You know, definitely very emotional. I emotionally resonate with anything that I create, but in whole sign, my moon's in the 4th, and I'm like, I cannot argue that. I can't. As much as I would like to be like, I'm not a homebody. When do I go? Where am I going? Where am I going? You know? Let's see here. Last question. Is Jupiter transiting the ascendant good for relationships? It can help you to form a balance with the relationship that you have with yourself, juxtapose the relationship that you have with other people. But I would say Jupiter in the 7th or Jupiter trining the 7th. So Jupiter in the 3rd, Jupiter in the 11th as well. All right, everybody, without further ado, I am going to go because I am starting to get tired and I'm going to get started with my day. Be sure to like and share to get us out there. And if you're not already following me on here, be sure to follow me. That way you get notified every time I go live. If you're watching the pre-recorded version, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, okay? But without further ado, I fare thee well. Wednesday, May 17, 2023. Have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.